Have you ever found yourself wishing Excel has a function that fits your exact needs? Custom functions are your solution. They allow you to create personalized tools for specific problems, saving time and effort. Whether you are calculating complex financial model, formatting text, or analyzing unique data patterns, custom functions are a game changer for you. Hi everyone, I am Devanshi from Noha Academy and I welcome you to today's tutorial on custom functions in Excel. In this video, I'll guide you step by step through everything you need to know to create, test, and use custom functions. By the end of this video, you'll be writing your own functions like a pro. Let's unlock the full potential of Excel together. Here's what we'll cover in this video. Understanding custom functions. We'll learn what are they and why they matters. Setting up our environment, preparing Excel for custom functions, creating basics, custom functions, hands-on practice with simple examples, advanced custom functions, exploring dynamic real-world scenarios, debugging and error handling, ensuring your functions run smoothly, storing and sharing your functions, best practice for long-term use. Tips and tricks, pro level advice for managing custom functions effectively. Now, let's understand what are custom functions. Custom functions, also known as user defined functions, are formulas you create using VBA, Visual Basics for Applications. Unlike building in functions like sum or VLOOKUP, custom functions allows you to define your logic and solve specific problems. Why we use custom functions? Because they are more efficient. It automates repetitive calculations. They are flexible. It addresses unique requirements not covered by built-in functions. It increases reusability. We use them across multiple worksheets. Have you ever faced a problem in Excel that couldn't be solved with standard formulas? Comment below. I'll show you how custom functions can tackle it. Before we start creating functions, we need to prepare Excel. Let's enable the Developer tab, which is hidden by default. If you are using Excel in your Windows PC or laptop, you just need to go to Files, then select the Option tab. Click on the Custom ribbons, check the box for the Developer tab and click OK. This is how simple you can enable your Developer tab. And if you are using Mac, then in the Excel there are three dots right here. You can go to More Commands, you'll go to Ribbons, and at the end there is a Developer tab. You can save it. Now you can see it is visible here. Now go to your Developer tab, open your Visual Basics. Now right click on the VBA project, insert and insert the module. Pause the video and try enabling the Developer tab and opening the VBA editor. Let me know if you face any issue. Now let's create some simple functions to get started. Example 1. We'll be creating a function to calculate the rectangle area. This function will calculate the area of rectangle. How we can write it? We'll write function. Then we'll name it. I'll name it as rectangle function or rectangle area. Then I'll pass my argument. Then I'll pass my variables. Length as double, comma, width as double. Parenthesis close as double. Then make sure this name, which is your function name, and this is same. Otherwise, it will throw an error. Length into breadth or width. After that, I'll end my function. I'll save it. And now, what is the meaning of the code that I have written? The first line, which is function. The purpose of this line is to declare a new function named rectangle. Then I have passed the input parameters, that is length and width, as double for the long numbers. Both length and width are declared as double, which means they can store decimal numbers as well. The as double after the function name specifies that the function will return a double value, that is the area of rectangle. Now, the second line, rectangle area is equal to length into width. The purpose of this line is to perform the calculation of the rectangle's area. The area of rectangle is calculated by multiplying its length by its width. That is the logic behind this line. The result of length into width is assigned to the function names rectangle here. Then, when the function is called, this computes the value which will be returned to the user. End function. Purpose of this line is to mark the end of the function definition. All VBA functions start with the function keyword and end with the end function. We'll write the code in the VBA, we'll open Excel, we'll press Alt plus F11 to open VBA editor, we'll insert the module and we'll close the editor. Now that I have saved it, we'll test in the Excel. Here I'll write equals rectangle function and I'll pass two arguments, and you can see it has given me the area here. Custom functions are also known as user-defined functions and they behave like the Excel's built-in functions. They always specify the input and return data types to avoid errors. Once written the function, it can be used in any Excel cell like a regular function. Now, let's create a function to calculate simple interest. We'll go to our function. Now, we'll write the function for simple interest. Simple interest, then we'll pass our variable. Excel is a case sensitive, so make sure about the cases you are using. Now we'll write the formula here. And then our end function. We'll save it and we'll try to run it in our Excel. For example, I'll write simple interest. $1,510 and enter. Now you can see that according to the formula, it has given me the value. Pause here and modify the simple interest function to return total amount, that is principal plus interest. How can we do that? We'll go to our function. We'll write as principal as double, rate as double, this. Now we'll write dim, then interest as double, after that we'll write calculate simple interest, then our formula. We'll modify our formula here, then we'll write return total amount and what we want. Principal plus interest, then we'll write simple interest equals what we want here, principal plus interest, and end function. Now that we have mastered the basics, let's explore more advanced scenarios. First, we'll look into how to calculate the tax. We'll create a dynamic tax calculator. For that, we'll write the function as, we'll modify our function. We'll name it as tax calculator. Then we'll pass our argument as income as double. Then we'll write select case. We'll start our case. Then the tax will be equals 0. We'll copy this and modify it. Here the tax will be 0.510 and that's it. Here the tax calculator will be income minus our initial amount into multiply and here as well. Now we'll end our select and we'll end our function. Now, what is the meaning of this line? First line, it declares a custom function named calculator. Income of type double represents the income of an individual and it is an input parameter. The function returns a double which represents the calculated tax. Now, select case income. It starts a select case block to handle different tax brackets based on the income level. It determines the tax amount by evaluating which tax bracket the income falls into. Now, this line, it is a if condition that if the income is less than or equal to 1 lakh, the following statement will execute a tax rule that no tax is available for income up to 1 lakh. Action. It assigns 0 as a tax amount. In this case, the condition of this line is if the income is greater than 1,50,000 but less than or equal to this amount, this statement will execute. Tax is calculated at 5% on the amount exceeding the value. Same in the case of this. In this case, the tax amount is 10%. Now, end select. It marks the end of the select case block. And end function marks the end of the tax calculator function. You can test it by saving it in your Excel. Then go and write equals tax calculator. You can see that here it is showing user defined function tax calculator. You can pass your amount as 1 lakh and you can see it is giving the value. Now we'll look into what is debugging and error handling. Error happens even to experienced users. Let's cover common issues and how to fix them. Number one is compilation error. Ensure that all the variables are correctly defined. Second one is runtime error. Add error handling using on error resume next. For example, let's debug a division function. How we can do that? We'll create a function division या divide numbers, then we'll pass a as double comma b as double. Then as double. After that, or you can write here as variant. Now we'll add. It is showing me error because I forgot to add a space here. You can see that just by adding the space, it is resolved. Now we'll pass on error resume next. Then we'll pass our condition if b equals 0, then now that we have given our argument, we'll give the solution as well. We'll give the argument we want when the number b is 0. Make sure that the function name and this name must be same. And after it, we'll pass the else statement. Else divide numbers by b, and then we'll end our if statement, and we'll end our function. We'll save it. We'll test it here. Equals divide numbers. I am passing 10, 0, and you can see that it is giving me the error. Now try modifying this function to handle non-numerical input. Now we'll look into how to store and share your functions. Custom functions can be saved and shared for future use. Personal macro workbook. Save functions here to use them across all workbooks. How you can do that? Open the VBA editor and save the module to your personal workbook. Then export as .bas file. Right click on the module and choose export file. Here are some pro tips to manage custom functions effectively. Use clean and descriptive name for functions and variables. Comment your code for better understanding. Group related functions in a single module for organization. Test your functions with various inputs to ensure reliability. In this video, we have learned what custom functions are and why are they useful. We have explored basics and advanced examples like rectangle formulas and tax calculator. We have covered debugging, storing and sharing techniques. Now you are ready to create your own custom functions and supercharge your Excel workflow. What function will you create next? Share your ideas in the comments. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please follow Know How Academy for more Excel tips and tricks. Got questions? Drop them in the comment section. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, stay curious and keep learning.